Gibson, the hero in all of us. The hero in all of us, Charles Gibson.
Heroes! Ladies and gentlemen, there is a hero in all of us. This true story is about heroes, ordinary people like you and me, who found themselves in unexpected circumstances and performed honorably. Madam Toastmaster, it was July 3rd, 2011. 27 fishermen drove to San Felipe, Mexico, for a vacation none of us ever forget. Imagine 5 days in a tropical paradise, blue, cloudless skies, crystal clear waters filled with whales and dolphins. Our ship, the Eric, 115-foot liveaboard with a complement of 44 people. The first day at sea, we sailed toward our destination. We went to bed excited as children on Christmas Eve. We dreamed about the fish we were going to catch, but our dreams turned to nightmares. At 2 a.m., a sudden, powerful storm flooded the ship and knocked out power. Jim Miller, a 71-year-old man, stood on the deck and yelled, "Somebody, give me a knife!" Jim saw that the lifeboats were tied down, and with a bucket knife, he began sawing at the ropes, even while the Eric was slowly swallowed by the sea, Cortez. He continued sawing underwater, finally broke free and floated to the surface with the boats, saved the lives of the people who climbed inside. Meanwhile, in my below-decks cabin, if you were a fly on the wall, this is what you would have seen. The diagnosis was sleep apnea, which means I snore so loud, my neighbors wear earplugs. Saxophone would sing, "I see skies of blue, clouds of white, what a wonderful..." Charles, wake up! The ship is sinking! The slip is sinking? No, the ship is sinking! Yelled Fish Rich, a guy I met 2 days before the trip. After he made sure I was awake, he grabbed his vest and ran out of the cabin. I jumped out of bed in my birthday suit. That's just how I roll. Dave Levine stood at the top of the hatch because it was like climbing uphill. He pulled my arm while Ross pushed me from behind. He said it was not a pretty sight. I will never forget the terror in the eyes of my shipmates as they stood braced against the rail, wondering if we were going to live or die. A crew member emerged from the hatch wearing a life vest with another in his hand. He gave it to the guy standing next to me. He turned and said, "We have no more life vests. Sorry, senor." Have your ears ever heard something your brain just couldn't process? No more life vests. It was like a death sentence. There's 44 people. There should be 44 life vests. Big wave. I'm in the water. It's pitch black. People are yelling, "Where are you? Over here, over here." The wind is blowing. My eyes are burning from diesel fuel and gasoline. 2 minutes ago, I was in my bed sleeping. Now I'm in the ocean, and the Eric has sunk. An ice chest floated near. I grabbed the handle. 2 more ice chests floated up with 5 people holding on to them. We strapped them together so we wouldn't float apart. And for the next 4.5 hours, we floated in the ocean with no food, no water, very little hope. At daybreak, we could see islands on the horizon about 3 miles in front. Somebody said, let's swim. Not without a life vest. Glenn Wong, who had a flotation mat and a vest, smiled and said, Charles, don't say I never gave you nothing. Took off his vest, gave it to me, saved my life. We swam toward those islands, but within 3 minutes, we were separated by gigantic swells and powerful currents. And for the next 10 hours, I was in the ocean alone, fighting for my life. People ask, what do you think about? Scenes from my life scrolled across the movie screen of my mind. Charles was on the outside, watching Charles struggle to survive. One thought was, this is going to make a heck of a Toastmasters story. Another was, I never thought so long about my own impending death. But what kept me going, when my wife was a young child, her father drowned in a boating accident. I could not let her husband drown. So I kept kicking and finally made it to a deserted island where 2 local fishermen rescued me. They were my heroes. Now I know some of you are thinking, I don't want to be a hero. Neither did Jim Miller. He said in an interview, I saw the lifeboats tied down. Somebody had to do something. Or Fish Rich, who rushed into the cabin. He could have rushed in a panic, but he took the time, the precious time, to make sure I was awake. But Glenn Wong put his life in peril, gave me a gift, my life. We lost 8 people and we will never forget them. But it could have been so much worse had it not been for the heroes, ordinary people like you and me, who found themselves in unexpected circumstances and performed honorably. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a hero in all of us.